Watch parties, check.
Watch parties start. Always a little bit of vocal from somewhere. Who is
that? Was me. That's just I keep forgetting to turn the sound off. Sorry, people.
It's all right. Watch party.
I have to say, it's a glorious, glorious day out there today, guys.
It is again, isn't it?
Oh, it's absolutely beautiful.
Where's Mr. Linton?
Not here yet.
Out on his bike.
Oh, yeah.
Just doing the groups. Right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Small Business Support Group. It's Thursday.
Yay.
Thanks for the positivity. We have Maz in the house and Grant in the house as well. We don't know where Mark is. We think he's on his bike, but that's fine. If he wants to get a bit of exercise before he comes on board, that's all cool. We've started our watch party, so hopefully all our friends and the business colleagues are watching us now. We have got several subjects that we're going to cover today. We're going to try and keep it a little bit lighter than yesterday, a bit more positivity in the house. I think we're going to go for Maz. Do you want to kick things off this morning?
Yeah, I mean, on the note of positivity, I just wanted to share that obviously I know Grant and you out of this platform, and I was looking back at the videos and I've seen how, you know, you've been very attentive, you've been listening to what I'm saying. You say, Maz, this is amazing. So I wanted to share 2 pictures of you and me, actually,
Okay.
when social distancing wasn't a thing, when we could go out. So this is the first picture of when you and me meet and we're 10 minutes into a conversation. You can see Matt, very happy. And, and then 10 minutes later.
I remember that night. You wouldn't look like that now, Matt, would you? Just the fact to have a pint in your hand in a pub.
I know. Weird, isn't it? It's just weird looking. First of all, I have lost. You can tell around the chin here that I've actually I've lost a little bit of weight there. But it's extraordinary just to look at that picture and just think it was only a few months back. But you would it's just you couldn't do that now, could you? It's just mad.
Yeah,
absolutely insane. Sorry, I've left you up on the screen there, man. Sorry. So it's just weird.
So yeah, I thought I'd share that. I thought it was quite
I think I was blinking. I don't think I was asleep, was I? Was I pretending to be asleep?
Okay, all right, Matt. Whatever.
You're in a power
I'm just
nap.
looking. You know, it's nice. It's nice to have power nap. Yeah, never drop the point now. Never drop the point. So okay, thanks a lot for that, Maz. So what were you talking about today, then, Maz?
So Boris Johnson was in Downing Street yesterday, and he chaired the cabinet meeting. And he mentioned relaxing the coronavirus lockdown next week. So the easing of measures is expected to follow. It's a 5-step roadmap with lockdown lifted, apparently they're saying, entirely in autumn. They've also mentioned a change of slogan. Isn't it funny? Because I was mentioning this yesterday on the show. So the stay-at-home message will now be replaced with a "Be careful when you're out."
That's not a very good tagline, is it?
That's what my mum always says to my kids.
Make sure you got your helmet on when you're on your bike.
Yeah.
Sorry, Maz, carry on.
The first step one, which will come in on Monday, is expected to see garden centres reopen and workers return to businesses that stayed open during lockdown. And the once-a-day exercise rule will also be scrapped, and families go to countryside for walks and picnics. Wow. Then you've got step 2, which is earmarked, I think, he was saying for the end of May, and that will see primary schools gradually return. Step 3 is, if I can remember correctly, secondary schools return, as well as some outdoor sports and cafes. And then you've got pubs and restaurants, which will finally be allowed to open at the end of August, I think it was, or in early September, with step 5 seeing gyms reopened in October.
Oh God! Right, I'm definitely buying weights. I don't care how much it costs. That's it. I'm getting a bench. I'm getting the lot.
Yeah.
That's
So,
it. Oh God!
There's going
I
to be
didn't know that.
Yeah, you didn't know that. Yeah. So that's like, end of October. So there's going to be mixed about this. What is right? What is wrong? A lot of people are scared, and we've said this before. Fear has been instilled in them, and rightly so, as that's how the government behaved. Who knows what's true? They told us that hospitals were overflowing. That was clearly untrue. Then, there was misleading presentations of death numbers. I know we touched on it yesterday, whether it was linked or associated with COVID-19, not caused. And then before that, you had the predictions of 500,000 deaths quickly revised to, I think it was 20,000. We've been in lockdown for 7 weeks now. And given that the virus insulates for up to 11 days, and then you're sick for maybe, I think, another 10 days after that, that equals to 3 weeks. Why then, after 3 weeks, did the infection and death rate not dramatically drop, even with at least 90% of the people following all the rules of the lockdown? I think there's little evidence to show that the lockdown works. And is it going to, all it's doing is it's reducing our immune system, as well as now, and we've established this before, ruining the economy. The purpose of the lockdown was to prevent the health service from being overrun. That objective was achieved weeks ago, guys. Now the country has to come together to face the greatest challenge we have ever encountered for 30 years. And what is that? Preventing a second Great Depression. Anyone who studied the period between, I think it's 1929 to 1939, knows the consequences of failure are horrific. I mean, just to give the viewers who don't know that a quick insight about that period, it began after the stock market crash of October 1929, which sent the Wall Street into a panic and wiped out millions of investors. Over the next several years, consumer spending and investment dropped, causing steep declines in industrial output and employment as failing companies laid off workers. I mean, you just have to look at Hong Kong. It has the same population as London. It's a major transport hub, and it is, right next door to China, but it's managed and contained the spread far more efficiently. Mask wearing in public, hand sanitizers, temperature checks in shops, tables are spaced in restaurants with a maximum of 4 per table. The key to this was testing anyone who thought they may have symptoms. And if positive, they had to go into a government quarantine. This week, Hong Kong's announced that they've developed a mask which can be washed, I think it's up to 60 times, and it will be issued free to every resident. Our health ministry, what do? They waste more money on hundreds and thousands of unfit for purpose PPE brought in on a Turkish flight. The UK paid 20 million for new coronavirus tests from China. They didn't work. Then the UK paid British manufacturers to make small ventilators to government specs. That lasted 2 to 3 hours, and then they realized that they were unfit for purpose. The UK government then authorized the building of the Nightingale hospitals, knowing that there was a staff shortage pre-COVID-19, which is why they also put elderly NHS retired at risk, asking them to return to work. We've had out-of-date NHS masks relabeled, and then the government said they were tested and are fit for purpose. Passengers arrive at the UK, not tested, no temperature taken, and no quarantine. Keep safe is the government slogan. Like, seriously, for me personally, I think it's right to lift the lockdown, protect people emotionally, and as I've always said, save the UK economy.
Big one this morning, Maz. I thought we were going to keep it light, but no, we went straight in there. Mr. Piers Morgan.
10 minutes.
I was okay. 5 steps to the lockdown. That's brilliant. That's what we're going to do. And then,
those.
didn't you?
No, I haven't heard about that. No.
There's if I can just jump in, I don't want to take up too much time on it because obviously I want to pick up a lot of the points that Maz. Shut up, Mark. That we don't want to pick up any of the points that Maz has made. I want to do, but the Irish 5 steps for Ireland, which I feel that will probably follow the same ones that Maz just mentioned. They're saying from May the 18th. So that's when's the 18th? That's a week Monday, is it? I think that's a week Monday, isn't it? Up to 4 people, not of the same household, will be able to meet outside while maintaining a strict social distance. So that's good, and that'll be good for my children who can go and meet their boyfriends and girlfriends, which is good. Funerals won't change and will remain at 10 people max. This is Ireland, obviously. This is
okay.
Construction workers can start. Allotment workers can start. Gardeners can return to work sites, but remote working will remain in place where possible. So that's good. Like that bit. Garden centres, hardware stores, electrical outlet, opticians, bike repairs, and phone repairs can reopen. So that's a majority of the businesses on the high street. Outdoor sporting and fitness activities like tennis, golf can reopen, but social distance will apply. So I think, this is sort of shouting, just use your head, don't go up and give somebody a kiss and hug them if you don't know them or whatever. So public outdoor amenities and tourism sites may reopen. So that's good. Schools and college buildings will be open to allow teachers to organise remote learning. We've already sort of got that going on anyway in this country, so that won't really affect us when that here. And that will happen on May the 18th in Ireland. That's quite a lot in one go.
Yeah.
Think?
What's the infection like? The death rate been like in Ireland?
I haven't got those figures. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Anybody want to pick up on anything that Maz said just while I'm looking for these figures?
The ultimate here is simply this. The PPE, Maz, you talked about that. I've been going on about it from day one. Protect our NHS. It's not about asking people to stay at home. It's about giving them the right equipment, the right, backup to do their job. Now, if you fail to do that, you're failing our NHS. So then to ask the general population to stay at home to protect the NHS, they're doing their bit, but the government aren't doing theirs. We've got kit sitting in manufacturing, sitting in premises of lots of manufacturers who make this stuff, just sitting there and purchased but can't be released. This is a shameful position for the government, and I think when this is at the other end, the opposition, and it's good to see we've got a new leader for the opposition, but we need to be tackling the government with an investigation, if you like, an inquiry as to why this has happened, because this country, the economy, is set to decrease, the biggest it's ever done in 300 years, and is going to be down by around 30 to 40%. Now that may bounce back, and Grant's going to talk about the bounce back and what we need to do there, and I think it will. But that's going to be 2000. Well, next year, 2021.
No, that's a good point. Grant, I've just got the figures up for Ireland. They've had just over 22,000 cases of COVID, with just under 1,400 people die.
Yeah.
So they're obviously going to hit the relaxation rules. I was just trying to find gyms for you. That's going to be quite last again. Even in Ireland, I think gym's going to be open late, last in the.
20 people. When I go for a run, I don't want you anywhere near me.
No. Well, it's about,
So if you're
about right.
It's got to be worse.
But
I know.
Cafes and restaurants will open with social distancing on the 29th of June in Ireland, which must be quite difficult for them because obviously they want to get the Guinnesses in them.
Yeah, but the rumour has in the UK, I was speaking to a couple of restaurant owners who are neighbours, and they've been hearing on the grapevine in the UK, as long as you can demonstrate that you've got social distancing, capacity, all of this, you can look to open again. Now, we had this discussion yesterday about the hospitality trade, and Bill Aldershaw was on there, and he's been in the industry for a long time, supporting hospitality as well as working on it. And he says that you're going to be looking at 18 months to 2 years before the hospitality industry, if it recovers, starts making a recovery.
That's going to be. It is the problem, because it's all about being close, isn't it? Because they're not going to. Ireland are not going to open in the foreseeable 5-step plan they've got enclosed shopping centres. So it's all about common sense, isn't it? You just go out and do what you've got to do. Just don't get close together. Yeah. We can work to that. We can talk to each other. I had a chat with somebody who works for the NHS this morning, just around the corner when they're doing the dog walking, and we had a lot of chat, and we were a few meters apart. That's perfectly acceptable. I don't like getting close to people anyway, so I'm fine. But she was telling me that the lockdown will be relaxed, but it will increase the transfer of the virus, because it needs a human being to transfer, and when we bring people back together again, it's going to increase it. So I'm just worried that we need to relax all this, but I'm worried that the government might take a bit of a stance on it if there was a bit of a spike, and they'll panic and lock us all down again. Because I don't think we can keep doing that with business. No. And so,
what have you done to Mark's shirt?
Yes!
I haven't done anything.
Is it a green shirt, Mark? Have you got your green screen on?
I just noticed that he's got
some green screen going on.
He's got that. He's got that. His ends. Stand up, Mark.
Stand up.
I tell you, now I know we are in the Matrix.
What you've done is in your cam and mic settings. You've got to turn your green screen off. That's you that's done that.
I've done nothing.
Well, clearly you have.
It says green screen. I haven't got a green screen done. Right, there we go.
There you go.
Hey, look at that. I didn't do that though.
So, that's just throwing me. Anyway, someone talk about something else. What do you want to talk about now?
Well, I just wanted to chip in there for a minute, because as we know, I live in a small community, and I'm grateful.
Hang on. Going to mention the wife?
No.
Are we mentioning the wife? No.
I'm grateful that I know a few NHS people as nurses and doctors, and they are good friends. But I was speaking to my neighbour, Lisa, this morning, and she's a district nurse going out there, and she said, you know what, cases are down in Gloucestershire, and people have been very good. So congratulations to Gloucestershire and all the people there. They've been observing the whole 2 meters, and their ICUs are not empty, but they're very low. The infection rates and all of that in Gloucestershire as a whole has been very, very low. And she said, what we need is a herd mentality now. We need to be able to, because if we don't, we are going to see another peak with this when it gets the changing of the weather.
Now, you see, somebody else has mentioned to me about, will the hotter weather, because we're not kill it, but slow it down, because normal flu doesn't appear in the summer. Yeah. It's always autumn and winter, isn't it? So are we going to get that naturally? We're going to get it naturally. Surely it's the same type of virus. It's just a bit more viral, as we said yesterday. So I think the hotter weather will help anyway. And fresh air, windows are open. I've got the windows open here. I'm
outside.
And you're outside, yeah. We think we're not. You could be anywhere with that green screen going on.
That is real sunshine behind me, real blue skies.
Is it?
No pollution in the air.
It is great. So, did you want to talk about VE Day, Mark? Because that's what I've got up on my list here.
I've got the Union Jack behind me. It is.
Where's that, mate? I can't see that.
Well, we could never have noticed that, Mark.
Could you possibly get a bigger one?
Yeah, well, do you know what? It's I've been trying to hunt them down, and my wife, bless her, mention the wife. She did order some bunting.
Yes, again, he's mentioned her.
Yeah, we've got the bunting going, and the whole streets around us are observing the 2 meter, but they're going to do a street party, and that is bring your own scones, bring your own cake, bring your own drinks, and we are looking to obviously use a cul-de-sac and bring everyone together to have a party. Now, Matt, I know that you're doing something as well with your area.
Am I? I don't know what I don't know what I'm doing.
Unbelievable. So, yeah, you can get rid of it now. You done your.
I don't know. It just looks better. Oh, okay. Sorry, carry on.
Right, but what I wanted to say, this is a monumental time for us to reflect on where we are. Liberty was given to us by so few for so many 75 years ago. And regardless of where the coronavirus is now, I'm not advocating you shouldn't be safe and you shouldn't be taking consideration of this. But I would urge everyone to get the flag out, everyone to open their garden, everyone to go in the front of their garden or the back of their garden, put a little stall out, keep the distancing, but raise a glass, raise a cheer, to those who gave their lives, but also to the fact is that you're still here. You're still here. The coronavirus hasn't taken you, and obviously it has taken a few people, but we are still here, and we're able to do all this because we have our liberty. So let's not forget what this celebration is about. Let's not mar it with the fact that coronavirus is here and you can't go to big parks, you can't do that. You can still do something. We're going to put the bunting out across the street, with neighbours, all the rest of it. Bring a cream and jam and scones, and play Virulin on the Alexa, on the radio. But we are going to share this, and that is tomorrow. You cannot allow something like the coronavirus to overshadow what happened in Europe over 75 years ago and the end of the Second World War.
No, it's that's very true, Mark. It's an important day tomorrow, and obviously I'm doing my bit tomorrow evening. So, and we've got.
What are you doing again?
Oh, hang on a minute. Sorry, I wasn't ready to show it again. But there we go. So that's what we're doing tomorrow.
I love the graphic.
If you want to. Yeah, you can tell that Grant hasn't designed that, and he'll be really annoyed. There'll be something wrong with that picture somewhere because he won't like it.
The orange, the red, maybe, I don't know.
No, I don't know. But it's tomorrow. It's live on Facebook as well as the radio, and it's only for an hour, and we've got all the people out on the grass with the cups of tea and bubbly and whatever. So it's going to be
8 o'clock at night. They won't be drinking tea.
No, it won't be. We won't be encouraging tea drinking. So. I've got one. Has Grant frozen there?
I think he has,
Has he? Oh, yeah, actually.
Grant, are you frozen? What's he doing?
Share that to the world. That's amazing.
So just want to leave that? He's gone. Oh, it's me.
He's noticed.
Hello. It's I wonder where's he gone there. See, look how bad my hair's grown a little bit now, and it's just not right, is it?
We're not talking about you.
No, we're not. Where's he gone? We need him back because he was doing the last bit.
But interjecting a little bit with what Grant was doing.
Carry on, mate.
I was having a conversation with one of my neighbours who runs a restaurant, and she was saying, obviously, we're going to have to rely on people coming in, all the rest of it. I said, well, look, how do you take your bookings? She said, by the phone, all the rest of it. I said, well, what you probably need to be looking at, and this is any restaurant, it's not just a plug for a Grant or anybody, but it's an app. Allow people to have a booking system to go onto your website, use the likes of Stripe to take a 40% deposit, because if you're restricted on numbers, people do want to go out and eat in a restaurant. Of course they do, and as long as you're taking it safe and all the rest of it. So when this comes along, at least you've got a deposit, and that person or group of people are going to turn up, because this is the way we're going to support the local hospitality by actually committing to a booking. We cannot get to a stage where we're saying, I'm coming in over the phone, booking for 8 o'clock, and you don't turn up because they're going to have a short window.
Of course. No, that's right. I mean, I think the whole, I think they're looking at an hour, aren't they, for restaurants and pubs?
That's what he said. Oh, it's good. I was just talking about apps, actually.
Yeah, I know that's right, but you can bring that into an app, can't you? Because it's like it's you could have a countdown clock. You can get in, start the countdown clock on the app, and then you can get them out again after the 60 minutes. And
I was saying if you used an app, Grant does the apps, but restaurants out there, they could book them all in, and then integrate it with a payment system, so they get a percentage booking, so you can't cancel, or if you do cancel, you lose your money. But at least they haven't lost the actual the revenue. Because
Maz has got a point.
Sorry, no. I did read in the paper yesterday, I can't remember exactly now, but where they were saying about the pubs reopening, is it the beer gardens?
Yeah.
Is it beer garden? Where they're going to
Yeah.
have where you can order your drinks through that and then they'll come to you instead of you going over to them?
Yeah, that's it. It's all, they're all going to be masked up. But this
And
is...
I was gonna say, hang on, these beer gardens, Mark, are they going to serve tea for me or no?
They don't want you going in, not drinking that. They want their high profit margin stuff.
You can't
That's what they want.
Don't discriminate. We know that Maz drinks tea. Maz,
Yeah, she made that point. That's why I did say tea or coffee for the garden party. I didn't want to.
The second picture that you shared, where you've got your beer, what am I drinking in it?
Let's have a look. You've got a cup of tea. Yes, you've got a cup of tea.
That was our Christmas party, and Matt is asleep there.
It was extraordinary. I think I may have to. I think I bought that pint myself. I think.
Horrendous behaviour. That was sponsored. That
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was. I do believe
it was sponsored.
That's why you remember it so well.
That's it. So we're going to move on to Grant in a second. Look. This is completely pointless. What I'm about to show you. But I'd love to say that Adele. I don't know if anybody's seen Adele's picture. You know, the singer, her new one that she's putting out. Now we all remember how Adele was. She liked her food, and she obviously went through a few rough patches, so she put a lot of weight on. But are you ready? You need to get closer to the screen, gentlemen, because this is Adele now.
Oh my! That's not Adele.
That's Adele.
Bloody hell.
Now, I've got to say, there must have been a lot of work gone into that, because it's just to get from what size she was to where she is now. And it's not just because I thought, oh, mate, that's what happened to lockdown.
Matt,
do you know what I reckon she's done?
Matt, can you share the before picture of Adele for the viewers?
I haven't got that one.
Now put it into
It's not too far off that.
What do you mean on the right?
I reckon.
Not the left.
I'm gonna put something out there.
I can try. Okay. Well, what we'll do, we'll let Grant talk about his subject, and I'll get back to Adele and the one. Okay, Grant, off you go. The floor is yours, sir.
What do you want me to talk about, Matt?
I don't know. Whatever you wanted to talk. 10 things you enjoyed in lockdown, I think it was.
Right, we answered that. Oh, sorry. I don't know whether you want me to comment on Adele.
No, we'll come back to Adele.
I like her singing so much more all of a sudden. Her voice has got so much better.
That's the problem. Has she lost that voice? Because she had quite a powerful voice, and is that because she was quite a bigger frame? Anyway, doesn't matter. Let's get on with it.
Nah.
10 things you enjoyed in lockdown.
So, yeah, I wanted to talk about this really because we are now starting to get to the point where we're talking about getting back to work. We're talking about getting out of lockdown. I think it's really important that we embrace this as a really positive thing. The fear mongering that's going around, being scared, we've got to try and put that behind us and just go for this now. Now, whilst we're doing that, as we're coming through to this point where we're ready to bounce back, and that's something that I'm going to be banging on about, the bounce back non-stop from now on, from this, these recent announcements. Right now, this moment, instead of moaning about all the stuff, as we've done a lot of here, that we don't like about lockdown, I'd like us to just take stock and think about the things that we have enjoyed. And I did a little post on Instagram this morning because it struck me, although Matt, adores lockdown, there's a lot of us that moan about it. There are things about lockdown that I've actually really enjoyed. So, for example, I've been going for quite a lot of walks regularly. I didn't put this on my list. Fresh soup every day. That's number one.
You having soup on a hot day?
What's that? And a cheese scone, homemade.
Oh, wow!
So that is top of my lockdown list. So I'm going to miss that desperately.
Just had a biscuit.
So that was brilliant timing. I didn't. That was impromptu, I promise. Walking in the clean, fresh air. I've been walking regularly, as I know we all have, and it is nice to be walking. And the thing that you notice is the silence. Having that quietness is it's something that I think we should appreciate, because obviously as soon as we come out of lockdown, we won't get that again. Riding my bike on empty roads. is something that is when we come out of lockdown, I won't be road cycling anymore. I like mountain biking, I like going off road, but I haven't ridden on the road for ages because that's blooming worse than any coronavirus that's going to get me is getting knocked off my bike. Being with my family all the time, so we're in the same house every day, and I've got to say, I find that I do love having my family around me. The excitement of having a delivery when the doorbell goes and you think, what did I order? What was it? At 1 o'clock in the morning that I ordered off Amazon and I forgot.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, what is it? Love that.
In my household, my wife orders stuff all the time and never here.
That's it. Also, what I've loved is, especially with myself, working in lots of different countries, the solidarity of all the different nations coming together. When I did a webinar yesterday, there must have been 8 different nationalities on the webinar, and we're all in the same boat. And that solidarity, that oneness, it shows that the world, has come together, with one cause. Instead of fighting each other, we're all fighting something else. And I love that. And I think there's a really strong message there that we've got to be thankful of. Finally, appreciating doctors and nurses. It shouldn't take a bloody virus like this for us to really appreciate nurses and doctors and the NHS. They're the people that are giving the most to us all on a daily basis anyway, regardless of this. No wonder they've stepped up. They step up every day anyway. Yeah. So that appreciation, I think, is great. I don't know about you guys, but I've been getting loads more work done. And I really love that because I haven't got to worry about my commute. I'm not getting as many distractions. That has been awesome. I also appreciate my house much more because when you see the stories of people that live in tower blocks or they've got flats or whatever with a family, or there's loads of them in like a 2-bedroom house or whatever it might be, I've found a newfound love for my house. And then finally, I speak to my parents every day, which I didn't always do. Use the excuse I was too busy. But pretty much every day now I speak to my parents just to check on them, check they're okay. And that's nice as well, isn't it? And I'm going to try and keep that up. I think it's important. So that was probably 11 things because I didn't allow for my soup. But yeah, it'd be nice for us all just to have an attitude of gratitude despite the horrible things that lockdown has caused. And I know a lot of people will find it very difficult to find the good in it. I think we have to take the wins where we can, regardless of the hardship and the difficulty. That's a good point. I mean, we can't really list everybody's now because it's we're running short of time slightly. But maybe, Maz, what's your favourite bit of the lockdown? And don't say this show.
Actually, yeah. I think spending time with the family, to be honest with you, always out and just being at home. And also my culinary skills have improved. My husband has said, he goes, wow, Maz, phenomenal.
That's good.
So
that's a good
those are some really good points you made. I mean, same for me. I know when this happened and the lockdown came into place, I was really worried because I go to the gym 5 days a week. But actually, I've gone back into running and I absolutely love it. It's the first thing I do. I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, 6:15, I'm out the house and I do 5 miles and it's amazing. I really, really enjoy it. I mean, at the moment, currently I'm fasting, so I'm not running, but I'm going about 9 o'clock at the moment and I do a 3-mile walk instead of a run.
Anyway, Mark, that doesn't matter. Excuse for not running, but anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm not here to judge. Mark, what's your favourite?
I love the way that Maz has stole my thunder with running. I don't enjoy it at all. I absolutely detest it. But what I do love about it is I'm actually getting back into it, and I feel like even though I don't necessarily look like I'm losing weight, I feel like I'm losing weight. And I feel like, things are coming back together with it all because it is important that we look at our health, especially our mental state. So, doing the running, doing my cycling, that's brilliant. But it's great having a walk with the kids in the afternoon because we always have a walk in the afternoon and we go around. And, I've got two girls who are 7, twins, and they just make you laugh all the time. Really, they're always up to stuff, and they are aware of what coronavirus is about. They're also aware of what BE Day is about. And my 7-year-old came in. Well, one of them rather came in this morning and said, "Mommy, are they dead?" And I was like, "Oh my God, what? Who's dead?" The Nazis. And I thought, yes, they're dead. Yeah.
Okay.
Not in Argentina, mate.
No, it's true.
The news behind the news.
That in a second. I can't put my camera on yet, but I'll tell you that my favourite part of lockdown possibly could be tonight, because I'm going to a dinner party on Zoom dressed as Fat Thor. Now, this is what you don't understand is since Grant has started speaking, I have been dressed like this, and now it's hot, but I'm now going to take it off. But yeah, so we're going to go as Marvel characters to a dinner party this evening. Oh my Lord, that's really hot. And I will be, I'm Fat Thor. So if anybody's seen the final event,
let's reiterate, this dinner party is in your house, yeah?
Yeah, we're having a dinner party with another house, and I'm cooking. So I'm cooking the curry, and then Tina's going to drop it over there. We're going to do some wine tasting as well, and they've one of them over there has took the labels off some half bottles and put stickers over everything, and then we do some wine tasting and stuff like that. But we've got to go as Marvel characters tonight, so we're all going to be in our houses as Marvel characters. So I'm, as I say, Fat Thor from the last Avengers, and Tina's was supposed to go as Gamora from Guardians of the Galaxy, but unfortunately the wig came and it was the wrong color. But anyway, it's always good with Marvel characters because there's always somebody somewhere with a pink wig, and that pink wig is the collector's assistants. I don't know, this is going to be nerdy. The collector's assistants from the first Guardians of the Galaxy. She's got pink hair, so she's going as that character. Other than that, I've really enjoyed lockdown. One, I can say because of doing this, because this is something that's I think has helped everybody and brought everybody together. We've had lots of comments and lots of interaction, and it's been brilliant. And it's something which I've thoroughly enjoyed, putting the whole thing together and watching it grow. But so that I've really enjoyed that, and also having the family around. It's an easy one to say, but because everybody's away and everybody works every day, or they're off doing something at college and uni and whatever. It's usually me and the dogs, and which I haven't got a problem with, but it's nice to have everybody there, and they all stay out of my way. And now that they realise I do a bit of work.
A little bit.
But yeah,
Where are they, Matt? Tears to me eye.
It's got to you. Yeah, it's been a great pleasure. I mean, we'll continue doing this as far as we can. Because we're not all going to get back into normal networking. So this is still going to be a way of connecting.
You just destroyed my whole business with one comment.
I think you'll find we've transformed your business. We've transformed your business over the past 7 weeks onto a digital platform, haven't we, Grant?
Yeah,
we have, mate.
Massively. Well, and
it's all the better for it.
We've started because of feedback from customers. We are no longer just doing Mondays with the online stuff. We're now doing Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, because people want to do more networking online as well.
Yeah. No, that's essential. So my computer's just suddenly decided to freeze off camera. So let me just go over there and do that. That's perfect. Right. So I think we've hit our limit. I think we're 40 minutes. So that was one question I was going to ask before we went live. Are we all okay to do it tomorrow? Because obviously it's VE Day and it's Bank Holiday Friday.
What time is the celebration? Because Bruno's got to play the trumpet. Is it 11 o'clock or?
I think I'm not sure. Do you know what it is, Mark? Do you know what time it is?
I know that things, as Grant says, are starting from 11 in the morning all the way.
Yeah,
through.
I think it might be 11. Bruno,
where's he playing it?
No, he's not there. He's literally going to go on the doorstep.
Oh, okay.
And play on the doorstep. So I've got a feeling it's something weird like 11:22 or something like that.
Are you going to do a Facebook Live of that, Grant? I want to see that.
Yeah, I'll get it all on Facebook. Yeah, definitely. My dad is also doing a street party. He's got all of his, because my dad's a musician and a singer. and he's opening up his garage. He's got all the PA and everything. He's going to do sort of Vera Lynn songs and stuff like that. So they're having a bit of a street party. That's going to be a bit of fun.
That's going to be excellent. That's going to be great. Well, I think we'll be here for 12 tomorrow. Whoever can join in, and
yeah,
I'll be bunting up.
you're going to get some more flags up. What you need on the housing development onto your right, mate. You need some flags on there. That'll balance things out nicely.
We're talking about the whole neighbours just putting bunting on the front of the houses. And
I've just realised I've left the camera on me. Sorry.
Yeah, it's all about you. Where's Mask?
She's an internet connection.
She lost connection. So did mine. I'm on my phone right now. On the phone.
Oh, are you back on that
message?
Okay.
Well, to be honest,
the internet just went down.
Conversation about Maz now because she just take over the show.
We rely on her so much. She did say that to me. She went, "Oh, I'm terrible. I feel like I always take over." I went, "No, you're the most intelligent one here."
Yeah.
She kickstarts us.
You kickstart stuff, and if we didn't, it'd just be like this for half an hour. That's a problem.
Just bantering, yeah.
Just banter. Okay, then, people, that is it. We will see you tomorrow. VE Day celebrations for us will be starting off at 12 here, but there's been different things around the country. Have a great day, everybody, and enjoy the sunshine.
You take care.
Brilliant. Cheers, guys.